Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel, where it is time for the Liverpool versus Arsenal match preview. These two just cannot stop playing each other. It's the third meeting between the sides in about 6 weeks, and this is going to be a double match preview because we obviously have the Premier League game on Monday, and we've got the Carabao Cup game on Thursday. Will the teams play the same teams? Probably not. As you can see, I have been joined by two very special guests. Jack, Mack, LFC, great to have you back on the channel. How are you doing, my friend?
Thank you very much for having me on, La. Pleasure, as always. Can't wait for both sets of games, but we'll speak about them in a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nice one, La.
Absolutely. No, not a problem. And as always, I have Mr. Connor Niblett from the Cop Council. How are you doing, my friend?
You always make me sound like the worst intruder in the world, all the bloody time. Like, guys, slaughter Doug in the comments, please. But no, I'm kidding. Thank you for having me on again, mate. I do really much appreciate it. And yeah, Liverpool Arsenal at the minute is we're just like kind of stuck together at the minute. We're just like super together at the minute. It's annoying. Like, can we get these two games done and dusted already by winning both of them? That'd be nice. But but Liverpool Arsenal, it's always an entertaining game, and I can't wait for both games.
Yeah, and the fact is that this is the third time in the last 6 seasons that we've had them third game of the season as well, and we all know what the result is. But we'll go into the game. Let's obviously talk about Arsenal first. Much improved under Mikel Arteta, it has to be said. Connor, what have you made of Arsenal so far this season?
It's like you say, mate. They've massively improved from previous seasons. I think you've been able to tell with Arsenal, especially under like Unai Emery and the end days of Arsene Wenger. There was gaps in Arsenal's play, and you could really find out what Arsenal were going to do before they even kicked the game of the match. And with Arteta now, he's brought, in my personal opinion, I think he's brought a difference to Arsenal already, and he's only been in the job for 6 months. More than that, so that's a good sign for Arsenal fans, realistically, and them being, very successful, of course, under Arteta already being, won the FA Cup and of course won the Community Shield as well off us, which is a bit annoying. Like, 'cause I would have liked to win that, like, 'cause it's the only thing that Klopp hasn't won. But it's for them, Arsenal fans on Twitter, just looking at it, they've been, cheering, and reckon they're going to win the league this year, which, all right, calm down. You haven't faced the champions yet. But, if you're an Arsenal fan, of course, it's positive signs, don't get me wrong. But, you have to come to the champions now in an important game and have to play, your best game, realistically, to beat us, because we have so much depth now. It's ridiculous. So, apart from that, I think they've done well. But, this is going to be, quite easily Arsenal's biggest test of the season so far.
Absolutely, and we saw that they did beat us in the Community Shield, Jack. But I'll go through their signings that they've made. Now, some of these signings I think are fantastic. William Saliba, Gabriel, Willian, and I think they're still in the market for Husam, who I think will probably happen as well. But I argue that their biggest signing this summer was keeping Aubameyang. Jack, what have you made of Arsenal this season so far?
Decent. I think I've been very impressed with what Mikel Arteta has stamped on this team. It's going to take a while, similar to Klopp and that, but the early signs from Mikel Arteta's reign is very interesting, especially considering how he's come into the club and really stamped his authority. Obviously with Guendouzi and a couple of obviously Ozil as well, and similar players that are not really pulling the weight, and he's told them fair and simple, if you don't buck up your ideas, then you'll be out the door in a couple of months' time anyway. So Aubameyang spot on there. He was pivotal to Arsenal's potential success in the coming years' time. Obviously, he had a lot of suitors, obviously Barcelona and Real Madrid. Definitely would have been in for him if he would have ran his contract down anyway. So, but yeah, I've been very impressed. Gabriel, a player that Arsenal have definitely needed. I know coming from the Ligue 1, it's not the Premier League, but I think it was one of the first games they played this season. I think it was when I was watching it on Match of the Day anyway. He picked out Gabriel's performance, and it was very interesting to see how, for such a young lad anyway, how calm, composed he looked. I know it's very early on in the season, but his early introduction to the Premier League is looked very interesting, and I think it's definitely what Arsenal have needed, especially at the back. But Gabriel and Willian is a fantastic signing anyway. I tell you, I think a lot of Premier League teams and a lot of teams in Europe would have been after him anyway, because considering just shows the quality of the fella. His contract ran down at Chelsea, didn't he? And he can continue to stay on, and that just tells you that's the type of characters you want at your football club.
Yeah, absolutely. Connor, would you argue that Arsenal are a little bit better defensively this season with the signings of Saliba and Gabriel, and knowing that you've got Kieran Tierney at left back and then Hector Bellerin at right back?
Oh yeah, of course. Them two that you've mentioned, they're way better than David Luiz and other people as well. I know that Arsenal, that was the main target for them this season, was to get defence sorted, because we could all see that Arsenal's defence was shocking in that aspect of things, and I know that being first us, going back not only 2017, our defence was shocking. At one point, we had the Dejan Lovren and Joel Matip starting every single game, and Alberto Moreno being the best left back in the league at some point. But Kieran Tierney, I think when I spoke to Diesel on my channel, I think he's injured for the game against us, which is a huge positive thing for us, which I'm very happy about, because Kieran Tierney has been fantastic for Arsenal, especially after lockdown and this season as well. And there was a few rumours that Bellerin would be going to PSG, I think, but I think they've been squashed now, and now he's staying at Arsenal. And realistically, Bellerin's always been that right back that when he was first at the doors of Arsenal was being called one of the best right backs in the league, and then under Emery and that there was criticism there. I think we can safely say that. So but he looks, and it's not only just defence, it's the whole team with Arsenal. All of them look to have a new purpose under Mikel Arteta, and they all look like they want to play for Arsenal now. I feel like that was the main bad thing with Arsenal, is that half of the team wouldn't want to play for an Emery or the end of Wenger, and I think that is what now he has changed massively, and that's what you need. You need all the players on side to work as a unit, to work as a team. So but in terms of transfers, if they were to get probably Jose Maiwa in, that would be a fantastic signing. I think we've all said it on our own channels, we'd like him at Liverpool because he is such a good talent player. So, but in terms of transfer business, they've done superbly. The only thing I would say is, why did it take so long to announce Aubameyang? I know it's announced now, but why did it take so long to announce? And even with Gabriel as well, that took forever. We all saw on Twitter Fabrizio Romano saying, it was done, and then 2 weeks later, Arsenal still hadn't announced it. So why did it take so long? I think that's mainly what Arsenal fans are realistically questioning as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, the last thing we'll speak about Arsenal is that Mikel Arteta has won over Frank Lampard and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now they're three new managers respectively, but Arteta's won a trophy. Does Arteta now have to be considered to be, well, let's put it this way, a very good manager now for Arsenal?
As I said at the top of the show, mate, the early hallmarks are there. And I think what's happening at Manchester United, I think everyone knows the end of that story with Ollie. Just a moment of time anyway. It was a lovely result for them yesterday. Just prolongs his stay at Manchester United, which is great. So Mikel Arteta, he's obviously learned from one of the best managers in Europe at Manchester City. He's probably watched what Pep's been doing over the last couple of years at City. So it's looking good for Arsenal. And I think similar to what we had with Jurgen in the early stages. The Arsenal fans have got to be patient, got to believe in their manager, get behind him, believe in his decisions, and get behind everything he does. And it's up to the board as well to give him time, give him at least 3 to 4 years. Any fan that expects anything over the next 12 months, it's very impossible. But it's great that he got the FA Cup anyway. Fantastic for him as a manager. I tell you, not many managers have had a better start. It took Fergie, I think, 4 or 5 years to get a trophy in Manchester United. So all the best managers, it depends. It's just about time, and time is very scarce in the Premier League. Not many boards or fans, or it's very reactionary after clubs in the Premier League. So, but yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what he does at Arsenal, and I think he'll do a decent job.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be another cracking game. And do you know what? There's always goals between Liverpool and Arsenal, Connor. This is probably one of the most scored for goals in the Premier League history as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. Let's talk about Liverpool though. It's been a very good week. 2-0 against Chelsea. We signed Thiago. We signed Jota. And then we go to Lincoln and win by 7 goals to 2. It's a very, very good time to be a Liverpool fan, isn't it?
It could be worse. You know, it could be worse. I think we've all had worse at times as Liverpool fans. In 2010, but yeah, it's been a fantastic couple of weeks for Liverpool. Anyway, you know, signing Thiago Alcantara, signing Diego Jota as well, and you know, just the wins as well. The Chelsea win for me was, you know, superb. You know, beating a rival, even though, you know, they did nearly get butchered by West Brom yesterday, which was kind of funny to watch. That was quite funny to watch. But yeah, you know, Liverpool, we've been, you know, people were questioning Liverpool, I think, this season. You know, not so much Liverpool fans, but like mainstream, you know, saying, oh, you need to add to your squad, you need to, you know, bolster your squad as champions, and all. Like, who cares? Like, if Jurgen wants to do it, he'll do it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. You know, that's how simple he is. He already added in Kostas Tsimikas, you know, earlier on in the window. I think for all of us, we were fine with that. And then he just thought, oh yeah, we'll just sign one of the best, if not the best midfielders in world football in Thiago. And then, we'll just bring Jota in. And then the next day, that's totally fine. That's normal for Liverpool. You know, and it's making those world-class signings. You know, Thiago, world-class, Jota, potential world-class player there. And, you know, like you said, the Lincoln game as well. You know, Minamino in that game, Curtis Jones in that game.
Yeah.
It's frightening to think, and they're currently not getting into the Liverpool team, the first 11, and not getting in, and it's frightening because they're so good. And it's like others as well. You know, you got I thought Reece Williams was fantastic against Lincoln as well for his debut for Liverpool, and you know, Adrian, you know, him, he saved us a couple of times in that game. You know, it could have been freaking 7-4 at some point in the game, which, you know, would have been fantastic for neutrals. But Liverpool fans, you know, some of them already go freaking ballistic on Twitter. They don't need another excuse to go ballistic. But yeah, it's been a good week. Fingers crossed it can be even topped by an Arsenal thrashing. Like you said, there's been a few goals between Liverpool and Arsenal, and to be fair, I think that it's not going to be as destructive as what I think it has been in previous years for Liverpool, but I still think Liverpool are going to be, you know, up for the game then, if I can say that.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracking game as well. So let's get into team news. The big news is that Alisson and Thiago are rated 50-50 now. A lot of reports are reporting it. I'm just going to say this now. I think they'll both make it. I think they will both make it. But we'll see what happens. Joe Gomez should be fit. But will you play him on the bench, or would you start him? Jag, would you start Joe Gomez against Arsenal if he is fit, or would you keep Fab at centre back?
I'd keep Fab at centre back, just because if he didn't have the game in which he did against Chelsea, considering obviously similar stylish players, obviously Aubameyang and Werner very heavily reliant on the pace in terms of their attacking game. But yeah, Fabinho, I'd definitely play him, mate. I think in terms of if it was no discredit to the rest of the Premier League, but if it wasn't anyone but Arsenal or the top 6 team, I'd say drop Joey back in and really play him alongside Virgil. But I think in terms of the technical ability of Arsenal's forward players, in terms of Arsenal's technical players, yeah, definitely Fabinho for me, centre back.
Same with you, Connor?
Yeah. I think, if Fabinho, like Jack said, if he didn't have the performance he did last week, I think we'd all say Joe Gomez because he is Liverpool's number 2 in that aspect of things. But for me, you can't drop Fabinho after that performance in defence anyway. He was superb last week, and had both Timo Werner and Kai Havertz in his back pocket. And well, he let Kai Havertz let loose, midweek when they beat. I can't remember who they beat, but Havertz got a hat trick.
You would have thought he played Barcelona off the Twitter. Or Bayern Munich. That would be a lot more better anyway.
Yeah, they were like, oh, Havertz, got a hat trick, and then they were like comparing him to like Ryan Giggs and other like Man United legends when they were like, oh, he doesn't have an English like hat trick, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're playing against Coventry in League One. It's not freaking Barcelona. Like, what are you doing? Barnsley. Oh, well, it does sound like Barcelona.
I think Barnsley would beat Barcelona.
It's a possibility. But yeah, for me, keep Fabinho in. If, Thiago is injured, then maybe you do put him in midfield. And put your Gomez back in, but if everything's sound as what we think it's going to be, then yeah, for me, keep the team as it was.
Yeah, absolutely. The other news is that Henderson and Matip are out, but everyone else is available. Arsenal, Cedric Soares and Kieran Tierney are both rated as doubts, while Socrates has returned to training this week, so he may be a little bit too late to make it. Callum Chambers, Mari, Shogzan, Mustafi, Gabriel Martinelli and Emil Smith-Rowe are out. So Arsenal have got a bit of injury crisis, but I still expect them to have a good team out as well. So teams, guys. So Premier League first. Connor, I'll come to you first. What is your team to face Arsenal?
So like I said, this is based on Alisson and Thiago being fit, which I think they will be. So of course Alisson in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, and then centre backs Fabinho and Virgil van Dijk, and then Robbo left back. Midfield for me, Thiago in the 6th role. I think he'll start his first game for Liverpool. Then I think it'll be Gini and Nabilad. I love Nabilad. And the front 3, Bobby, Mo and Sadio. And if that team is to be played, Jesus Christ, I don't even want to be an Arsenal fan. I'm happy with Liverpool.
Yeah, believe it or not, I've got exactly the same team as you, Connor.
Copying me. See, guys, all the time. It's terrible.
Jack, would you agree with both our teams?
I'd go for if Thiago and Ali are injured anyway. I'll go off the back of that. I'd go Adrian in goal. Trent, Robbo, wing backs, obviously Fabinho, Van Dijk. Gini in that 6th role anyway, considering if Hendo's still out as well, and then you got Thiago if he's not fit. So I think Gini he's capable. He's played loads there last season in the 6. And then Curtis Jones and who else is left? Curtis Jones and Naby, Naby as well. I think it's a big shout. It'd be huge news if Curtis does play, but I think he's fully capable of playing against Arsenal. And considering, I'd love him to start, especially if Thiago and if Milner's not fit as well. I think that'd be a big opportunity for Curtis, and then obviously the forwards, 3 maestros up front anyway, Mane, Salah, and Bobby. And I just hope Bobby has an absolutely amazing game. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Was it last season or the season before where he absolutely demolished them, when we absolutely battered them? I think he didn't come on in the second half, and he was just toying with the Arsenal back line anyway, when he was dragging them here, there, and everywhere.
That was a 5-1 game. That was when Ainsley Maitland-Niles scored first, and then everyone was like, "Oh, Arsenal going to win." But no, it turned out to be a 5-1 Liverpool win in the end. Yeah, Firmino got a hat trick. I read somewhere that I think you mentioned this, Connor. If Firmino scores against Arsenal, is he the highest Liverpool player to have scored against Arsenal in Premier League history?
Yeah, I think he'd be the most prolific player to ever have played in that game. I think Thierry Henry is at the minute for both sides, but right. I think Bobby. I think he's either done it or he is 1 goal away. I'm positive he's 1 goal away from doing it, which is crazy. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, he doesn't score enough goals though, apparently. So
yeah.
He's not a good striker.
Also, the fact is that Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah have got a really good record against Arsenal, and we all saw it from last season where Mohamed Salah literally turned David Luiz inside out, and basically put him back to Chelsea, put him back to Brazil, basically like that. So, yeah, look, I think it's been a cracking game. Right. So, first of all, predictions for the Premier League clash. Connor, I'll come to you.
I've said throughout this video, don't think it'll be as bad for Arsenal as it's been previous years, but I'm still going with a 3-1 Liverpool win, because I think that Mo, like you just said, both Sadio and Mo, they always like scoring against Arsenal. Bobby likes scoring against Arsenal, and if Ali and Thiago, if Thiago's able to play, that midfield battle is going to be where it's going to be won or lost for me. Yeah. If Thiago can, dominate that midfield, Arsenal are going to have a very, very long day at Anfield for sure. But yeah, 3-1 for me.
Jack?
I said Liverpool would win last season and we got beat by Arsenal. I think I went with like a 3-1 and then we got beat. So on my preview yesterday, I'm going to stick with a 4-1. But it depends how well Arsenal do defend. If Arsenal defend like they have done in the last couple of games anyway, I think it'd be a very 2-1. But that's it on the fence, so I'm gonna go 4-1.
4-1. Ooh, wow. Believe it or not, I've gone 3-1 as well. I've gone 3-1 again.
I can't wait for someone to clip this after Arsenal just back to this round now.
Oh, Jesus, no.
Oh my goodness me. So that's the Premier League game taken care of. Now we move on to the Carabao Cup game, where, my goodness me, Liverpool and Arsenal are meeting again in the Carabao Cup. Let's go back to last season. 5-5, but Liverpool winning on penalties. What a madness of a game that was. Connor, can you see anything going to happen like that game on Thursday night?
Yes. Plain and simple, yes, because if we all remember, Klopp was trying to lose that game. Let's not twist ourselves here. Klopp was trying to lose, and Arsenal still couldn't beat us. That's how bad it was.
He must have been fuming at Divock Origi last season. He must have been behind closed doors. What have you done, Divock? We got the Club World Cup for next week. And Origi's gone there and just banging 30-yard screamers.
It's like Ox. Was it? Yeah, Ox got that wonder goal, wasn't it? At Anfield last year as well. And I bet Klopp was like, everyone else was like, you son of a bitch, why the hell did you have to score? Beautiful goal, don't get us wrong. But Klopp's like, why? Just why, Ox, why? But yeah, I can definitely see another 4-4 or 5-5. I think it will be, especially what happens on the Premier League game as well. If we were to beat Arsenal, I got a feeling that Arsenal would play a strong team again against us, and I think Liverpool would play nearly the same as the Lincoln game. And I don't think Klopp would care about it as much as Arteta. So yeah, I think that's probably 5-5 would be nice. It'd be a nice chill out game.
Jack, what are your memories of that game? It was such a crazy scoreline, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was very lucky enough to go to that one, lad. It was one of the lads gave me a ticket anyway, and I was like, what a game of footy to go to, but because it was amazing being in the ground, because you had your away section singing, you must be something, it's PG anyway, so we're winning away. You must be rubbish, we're winning away. Every time they scored a goal, and then the ground anyway went, who are you? And all sides of our stand were going mad, and then it was back and forth. But yeah, it was an amazing game to watch anyway, obviously at home as well. But I can't take another 5-5. I just want a nice, simple, clean sheet with a couple of goals.
It's gonna be mental as well. So as Connor has said, team news, I would expect roughly the same team that played Lincoln City. I would also say that maybe Jota comes in. Would you agree with that, Connor? Jota instead of maybe Origi?
Yeah. I know that Divock did get his goal against Lincoln, but I feel like out of everyone, he did have the less impact. We're all talking about Takumi Minamino and Curtis Jones and others like that, and I think that with what the rumours have been saying about Divock, him wanting a new move and things like this, it would have been nice for him to be like the head in that aspect of things, but. I'd like to see Jota, finally, start for Liverpool and have his, his debut at Anfield. That would be, fantastic as well. So, yeah, I think Jota is probably going to be playing that game for sure. Maybe Divock might even play. We don't know yet, but I personally would go with Jota over Divock. Sadly, for some people.
Yeah, so the team that played Lincoln was Adrian, it was Neco Williams, who made his debut in this fixture last season. He made his competitive Liverpool debut, and it was a very good debut as well. So it was Adrian, Neco Williams, Reece Williams, Virgil van Dijk. Now, I don't expect Virgil van Dijk to play against Arsenal. And then it was Tsimikas, and then it was Curtis Jones. It was, who was it?
Marco
Grujic and Xherdan Shaqiri, and then Harvey Elliott, Minamino, and Divock Origi. Jack, could you see any changes from that Lincoln game, do you think?
I think we'll see Joe Gomez coming in for Virgil van Dijk, and especially just to get him some minutes in the tank anyway. And dependent on Henderson, might be able to see him. I don't know how many minutes he's going to get anyway. If he is fit for the Arsenal, great. In the Prem, but we could see him in the Carabao Cup anyway. And slightly, I'd say bring Jota in for Harvey Elliott.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know, not to say Harvey Elliott has a bad game. I think just to put him in anyway. One thing on the Divock Origi thing, it was very interesting. I don't know if everyone picked up on it. He got the captain's armband, which. Obviously, the back end of the game. Don't get me wrong, he's probably one of the most senior players on the pitch that was left, but I think that would have been a huge moment for him anyway. It could mean nothing, could mean a lot, but I felt if he was going to be moving out the door, I don't think Klopp would have told the lads to give him the captain's armband.
That's very, very true. Yeah, Harvey Elliott, to be fair, he had a good game against Lincoln, just very, very unlucky not to score. And I said this on Connor's video, that Shaqiri, we've been missing that player who's just got a flash of brilliance when he can pick up on when he's on the pitch. He will just do something like a free kick like that. It was absolutely beautiful. And I think you'll both agree with me. I think Shaqiri is staying.
Yeah, I think Liverpool will be in a very tricky position if you put them. Because obviously the Barca game, there's not many players in World football with that. I think everyone forgets we played Divock Origi and Shaqiri against the Barcelona Barcelona squad. But Shaqiri's got that brilliance, like we see, as you said, Denlar, against Lincoln and obviously other games. The double against Manchester United. There will be moments in the season when he's called upon, and I think he's got so much quality. And I think in today's market, there's not many players like that. Don't get me wrong, you could bring in someone, but for how cheap we got him, I think if you were to buy a Shaqiri on the market, it would be very expensive. And he knows his place in the squad. He's not going to kick up a fuss and really have a go at Klopp. I think he loves a good Klopp hug anyway. So
right, I've got to ask you this. Predictions. What are we going for in this sort of game? Jack, I'll come to you first. Prediction for the Carabao Cup game?
I think we'll be playing cricket on Thursday, so it'll be about 10-0. No, I'm joking. I'm going to say a 4-3 Liverpool win. I just want a good game of footy. I just want goals. Just make it fun and interesting.
Right, 4-3. Right, okay, interesting. Connor, are you going slightly lower or are you going slightly higher?
Should we go insane and go 10-0? Is that too harsh? No, I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for a 4-2 Liverpool win. Bit less than Jack, but yeah, I would love for it to be like 6-6.
Yeah, the price is right, isn't it? Oh,
yeah,
down.
It is literally. It's like, did you just Price is Right me? It's like it's literally both of them are literally going to play. Listen, none of them are going to defend. Liverpool nor Arsenal are going to defend midweek. You know, it's all about scoring goals, and you know, Liverpool have scored more goals than Arsenal over the last couple of years. So, you know, that's how it's going to be, in my opinion.
So 4-3, 4-2, right? Oh gosh.
Doug goes 5-5 and does the Price is Right thing.
I just have a feeling we're going to score plenty of goals against them. I just think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be end to end. There'll probably be goals. There'll probably be mistakes. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going 6-3 to Liverpool.
And you laughed at Jack's.
6-3.
The reason I say that, they beat us 6-3. I think it was in 2006 in a League Cup tie. So we need revenge on them for that. So I'm going 6-3.
I think I went to that game as well. I was trying.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I remember going to the game with my dad with that. But yeah, I tell you, if that's a game, I tell you that's a fantastic game. But as Connor said, he mentioned it's an nail on the head. Both teams like to attack, so I think it wouldn't surprise me if both sets of teams will have young defenders, and if we had like Virgil van Dijk and the likes of obviously Gomez and like a lot more first teamers in both sets of teams, I think you could probably say a bit more of a clean sheet. But I think both sets of teams will have a load of youngsters and a load of youngsters up front that want to impress both sets of managers. I'm
probably going to regret the 6-3 now.
This is when it comes in, and you should have put a bet on it.
Yeah. I've just got a feeling there's going to be goals. I think it's going to be either 5-3 or 6-3. But I'm going to stick with 6-3 because I can just remember that game from 2006 where we lost 6-3 in the League Cup. So we need to get revenge over that result. So, guys, in the comment section down below, let us know your starting 11 for the league game. Let us know your starting 11 for the Carabao Cup game. And let us know your predictions for the league game and the Carabao Cup game. Jack says 4-3. Connor says 4-2. I say 6-3. We'll see what happens. I may have gone completely over the top, but we'll see what happens. But guys, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you back on the channel. Jack Mack, where can we find you on your socials?
Just Jack Mack LFC, mate, on YouTube and every social media platform anyway. But thank you for coming on. Let me come on now, mate. Really have enjoyed it. Absolute legends. And Connor, lovely speaking to you, But yeah, I can't wait. And I tell you, if one of our predictions comes in, and especially on Thursday night, that would be lovely. But it'd be a very, very difficult game against Arsenal. Let that not be said anyway. But exciting anyway. But thank you for coming on that, and try and get you two lads on the on my pre-match show as well for the Arsenal game. But you never walk alone, Reds.
Absolutely. Connor, thank you very much for coming back onto the channel. Where can we find you on your socials?
Well, thank you for having me on again as a doormat. I never want to leave. But no, I'm kidding. But yeah, thank you for having me on. Yeah, the Cop Council, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Just search. But yeah, brilliant chat again with you lads. And what an absolute game, these two games are going to be. I think we've all been excited since probably Monday about, at least the Premier League game, let alone, playing them again, in the League Cup. So, I can't wait for both. And I think, hopefully if we're both all correct, it's going to be a very entertaining, couple of days for Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, go and subscribe to Jack Mack. Go and subscribe to the Cop Council. But yeah, obviously come and subscribe to me first. That would be absolutely fantastic. You could just see Connor's face. Oh,
bloody hell.
These two can take my my sense of humour very, very well, can't they? But no, thank you very much for watching, guys. As I've said, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave us your prediction for the game. Leave us your starting 11 for the games as well. But until then, it's been an absolute pleasure. And we will see what happens in the two games. Liverpool face Arsenal on Monday night in the Premier League. Then on Thursday in the Carabao Cup. And we'll see what happens. We've predicted goal fest. Hopefully there will be plenty of goals. But hopefully Liverpool come out on top in the two games. So we'll see you later. If you are new around here, then please hit that subscribe button, smash the like on this video, and we'll see you all in the next one. You never walk alone, Reds. See you later. Ta-da.